Hi, my name's Chris. I'm the Grampa Caveman. This video is a little bit different. It started out as being chicken coop, chicken wire update. We replaced the short wire, added Premier 1 wire because it's a little bit taller, and the chickens proceeded to jump right over it. But we tried, and I'll be honest with you, I think the Premier 1 is a better product. But it turned into a garden update for Dad's garden. Like I said, it's a little bit different. Dad goes through, we look at his greenhouses, we look at what winter crops he's got going in right now. He talks about a little bit how the rest of the garden goes. You've seen the videos. If you look far enough in the past, you find the videos where I've rototilled that garden. But when it comes down to it, the garden is Dad's baby. I can ask for a couple of things, like I really love lima beans, so he's going to try to grow lima beans. It didn't work this year. He started too late. So that was a learning process. But the garden, the greenhouses, and all of that is Dad's baby. And does a great job of it. But you'll see a little bit of the behind the scenes of the greenhouses, and that's it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'm sure he'll be happy to answer them. Just like all the other videos, if you like it, like it. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Hit that notification bell. And leave a comment. Tell me what you thought of it. Even if you hated the video, leave a comment. I got thick skin. I'm okay with that. I keep looking over in this direction because there's a cat that's trying to sneak up on another cat. And it's very obvious that the other cat knows it's there. It just doesn't care. Anyway, y'all have a great day. I hope you had a good Easter. Hope you had a good Easter weekend. And we'll see how it goes. Anyway, thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye. This is the main greenhouse. Dad's got some winter stuff in here. Got onions. And over here we've got lettuce, recently harvested. And over here spinach, right? There's a batch of spinach. Just really getting started finally. This is a bed of Swiss chard
that has been mulched and cut.
That's been mulched and cut.
So only 1 week is showing on each plant. It should be enough to take us through.
Yep, this is the garden. This is the greenhouse. It was one of my old tarp buildings that I inherited from a friend of mine. The dad framed up. We put plastic on the sides and on the ends. Everything's held down by that zigzag wire. If you don't know what that is, Living Traditions Homestead has many examples of their greenhouse and how they use the wire in the channel.
We're in the process of winterizing. This was at one time Brussels sprouts, and this at one time was tomatoes, peppers, and then the little grape tomatoes over here. And you should have got it when it was in full bloom.
Yeah, I should have, because you couldn't walk through it.
No, it was a jungle. But it'll be a jungle next year too. Except I'm going to switch the crops. The crops have to be switched because this will be tomatoes and that will be Brussels sprouts. The Brussels sprouts will go in March, and the tomatoes will go in when the ground is at least 50 degrees.
You gonna plant anything in this bed till then?
Well, I would like to try broccoli in there. Right now it's whatever happens to fall in it. And we've had, I've gotten lettuce that I spilt the seeds. We've had other kinds of things that the seeds got spilt. They've been harvested out. The object is to just keep growing. Now,
The Alaskan snow peas that I have up left over from the store, those should.
They were out there in the on the wire, the fence.
Yeah, how'd they do?
They did pretty well. We'll have to change seeds because the peas don't really hold that long over too many years. So we'll have to get a fresh batch for the peas this time. Sugar peas, edible pod.
Yeah, that's what the Alaskan sweet pea is.
And
Well, I've got a ton of it, so if only half the seeds come up, we still got an entire garden full of it. So
well, we could broadcast it and see what does. By this time, those seeds will probably be about 50% germination.
well, I still have a ton of it.
So we'll plant a ton of it and see what happens.
All right.
Of course, you can't crowd them. They shouldn't be crowded.
You know what? It doesn't come up, you can add more seed.
Right.
I got a lot of seed that needs to be used up or fed to the chickens or something. I don't know.
Well, if they're coated, we don't want to give them to the chickens.
I think the corn's the only thing that's coated.
Well, I used up all the corn that we had
I've got
left over.
20 pounds more corn.
Oh, you do?
Well, maybe not 20. Probably. Yeah, I think I bought 5 pounds for each variety to replace them.
Well, I plant Incredible because it's a smaller ear and it's a sweeter ear. It's not really a commercial seed at all. The object being that I like taste more so than I do quantity.
Well, I'd like to see you do some of the ornamental stuff in heirloom corn.
Well, that can be done out in that field over there. The object being, I want to utilize the space appropriately. I'm changing the squash. Of course, we did a soil test to make sure that we had everything right. And we did another soil test in March, or not in March, in what, October we had it?
October, yeah.
And it proved that I did not do a well enough job in getting rid of that phosphorus. Got too much of it in the ground, so I'm going to have to put some sulfur down. And the sulfur is sitting right there to be took. Now, hopefully I cut this right so it's reasonably square.
It wasn't.
I was going with the creases.
Well, we have a whole bunch of plastic that we bought to winterize the cabin, so we still have more.
Well, this is the actual, what's left over from putting this up. There's enough here for another 50-footer, or another 24-footer.
Well, another year we may have to put another layer on this.
Well, this is guaranteed for 4 years. I've only got one little hole which I can put tape on.
Well, 2 layers of plastic will keep it warmer in here for a little bit longer.
Well, Now another trick is to put some mulch in. This has all been mulched with about 2 to 3 inches. And as it rots down, it'll generate heat. Alright, that's good enough for the first round. And I'll fasten it down when it gets cold. Like we'll be fastening these down too. But right now this takes care of any little frost that we get.
I think we got some this weekend.
Yep. But when it gets down past 28, then you get concerned. But all in all, this becomes a jungle in the summertime. This all comes up, the first maybe 3 or 4 inches gets put on the garden for whatever nutrients are left in it. And a new batch of 2-to-1 mix of the All Garden Miracle Grow with topsoil.
Well, if we can get that truckload of cow manure over here, that would help.
Yeah, I kind of like that cow manure idea. Actually, dried cow manure works better, but
well, we can get it wherever we can get it. We can dry it here.
yeah, we can dry it on the ground. If we get it early enough.
Yep.
You want to come out here and we'll show you this. You can't see anything but grass and T-posts sticking up, but what will happen here is fence put along here, and it's over there by the in storage, and it's the exact size. We will till this with the rototiller on the back of the tractor. It does a good job. After it's been serviced with the necessary results of the soil test. We'll start here, and this will be probably acorn squash. This will probably be yellow and squash. And then the hoop that's over there right now, which proved that that was the wrong place to put it. That's the cattle hoop. We'll have the butternut squash on it. This is the kind of fencing that I'm talking about, and we plant the peas here, and they'll grow up here. Now they'll be planted on this side this year because this year was used, and it'll be dormant, planted on this side with the necessary fertilizer. What was in there, which produced some pretty sizable sweet potatoes, I found that they didn't have enough sand in the soil, so I poured the sand in there, and it'll be worked up with another layer of 2-to-1 topsoil to 1 Miracle Grow. Cucumbers, potatoes, beets. Of course, that whole line of strawberries is winterized. And it's about time to take the dead stalks off of the asparagus. The rest of that will be green beans, lima beans, and corn.
We need to yank those trees out while it's still winter.
Well, all those trees, put the T-posts down to where the maple tree root system spreads out, comes out. That fence behind it comes out. And on past there will be bushes, elderberries, and thornless blackberries.
Those stalks that are over there are Jerusalem artichokes.
Yes.
And behind that is a little plot of ramps, which apparently did come back this year. So
Yeah, it came back this year, and it'll come back next spring, stronger.
So 5 or 6 years from now, we might be able to actually harvest some.
Yeah, you might. Right now, we can only take 2 or 3. The compost pile with all the dead tomato vines and Brussels sprout vines, so forth and so on. But this has been this is a series of mistakes in here, because this takes a particular kind of soil group, and when I had it soil tested, I found out that I didn't do it right. But they came up, and we've had some asparagus off of it. But I want a full-size asparagus patch because that'll keep the weeds down.
Yeah, the chickens are starting to make their way over.
Uh-huh.
I actually don't remember if I shut the door yet or not. This is the pet cemetery. All the pets are buried in this area. Some have stones, most don't. But this is where they're all at. Yep, that door is wide open.
Yep. Well, they're going to enjoy the ground.
That's fine.
This little stick sticking up here doesn't look too good, but that is, now my brain just went dead. Chestnuts.
I'm gonna say it looks like chestnuts.
It is a chestnut.
I need to dig out your old fire pit and dump it.
Yep.
All the digging spots around the coop where the dogs have tried to dig in and the birds have tried to dig out, I just rined it all with gravel on the base there.
And when we get that electrified, we should be able to feel a little better about the predator.
Oh, we got Gertrude 1 through 5 here. There's number 6 over there.
I intend to reclad this with plywood eventually. It's an old one, but it's still got a good superstructure.
Well, I'd like to gut it out completely and just turn it into your curtain shed.
That would be nice, but a lot of the your stuff and Melissa's stuff.
None of my stuff's in there.
I think we've got a lot of shell casings that was salvaged from
Oh,
different stores.
that would be my. Oh, that would be nice to have. All my shell casings I had, including my chopped up phalanx barrel, disappeared.
Well, I think we'll find some in there.
No,
No?
the stuff that I had was in the house we had in the farm, the little plot of land in Bell Fountain, and it went to a landfill.
Oh. Well, okay. It was never wrote down.
Yeah, I would like to have kept them. Oh well.
Yeah, this is a project in the making. It's not complete.
And all of this fence here needs to come out. These bushes need to come out.
Well,
Get all these cut, cleaned out. Keep the base roots, maybe keep them trimmed. We get this fence out of here and make it a lot easier to mow.